we'll get going in a little bit. A little scruffy today. Yeah, that's Muhammad Ali. This is actually my only original piece of artwork. I had a friend of mine, one of my best friends, his cousin does art, and his cousin was caught up in a lifestyle that wasn't too good. Yeah, caught up in a lifestyle that wasn't too good, and he had a little daughter, and that kind of changed the perspective on his life, and started getting into art. And I saw this piece, and I was just like, I usually don't, I'm not a big art guy. I'll buy whatever cheap piece of art from like the dollar store, but I want to support his dream. Hey, my family's from Jamaica, St. Elizabeth. Both my wife's family and myself. I want to support his dream, so I got it. I really liked it though. You can't see it on here, but he's beating up certain words like fear, envy, veil, fake, doubt, ugly, handcuff, so non-believer, phony. A lot of the stuff that, well, many of us have heard as traders when we tell our friends and family, hey, I'm trying to be a professional trader, and they're like, oh yeah, isn't that nice? And they tell you everything to try and knock you down. And mainly that goes back to that 90-10 rule about 90% of people stay within this comfort bubble while only 10% are outside of it. But that's a whole different subject. And if you go back and watch some of my past Periscopes or some of my past YouTube videos, it's you'll see me bring that up a lot. But today's video, I guess I should give an introduction. Many of you guys are new. My name is Akil Stokes. I am a professional trader, professional Forex trader. I'm also one of the trading coaches over at TradeEmpowered.com. So I'm someone that trades for a living. I also help other traders work through their trading journey and hopefully achieve their dream of becoming an independent, consistently profitable trader. So I'm living a life. I get to do what I love. I also get to help others achieve their dreams. So I can't ask any more than that. And if you guys aren't dialed in already, make sure you go over to Facebook, make sure you go over to Twitter, to YouTube, and just subscribe to all my content. But today I wanted to talk about brokers, and this is a subject that you rarely hear me talk about, mainly because I'm not supposed to. I am not a financial advisor. I am not certified, so I'm not supposed to tell you what to do or where to put your money. It's a very slippery slope when you're dealing with legal stuff like that. So typically, you won't hear me make any broker recommendations, but today I got a very good question from one of our 12-week transformation members. We had a flood of new members coming over the last 2 weeks, and if you're listening, Charles, you're going to have to check to make sure we're not at that limit. But he asked, this trader asked, was there any benefit to using multiple brokers? And I said yes. And the reason I said yes, first of all, it's nothing you have to do. You can do whatever you want with your money. But I said yes for two reasons, and they both come from personal experiences. So I'm going to share with you two stories. I'd like to say one good, one bad, but they're both bad. But hopefully they're also learning experiences that you guys can take advantage of. Not you, Charles. Charles Miles. He's one of our trading coaches. He actually has a webinar coming up on Saturday, so I'll let you guys know about that later. But I do think there's a benefit of trading or using multiple brokers. And the first reason I would say is just for diversification. You guys know I come from an investment background, and I was always taught, and in my mind, I'm always taught, diversify your investments. Don't have everything in one pot. Have some stocks, have some futures, some currencies, some real estate, have some mutual funds. Keep different investments in different places just for protection. And the same thing could be said with your brokerage account. Now, we know that there are some very reputable brokers out there, and there are some brokers that, are a little bit shady. Have any of you guys ever been involved with a broker that didn't seem that legit? Type in yes if you did. I typically get this a lot where people are getting scammed out of money. And unfortunately, I was part of that a long time ago with my first real trading account. After I made the jump to it stunk. It was right after I started getting good. But right after I made the jump to professional trading, essentially I had all my money in one brokerage. This was a broker that we used to recommend to people. And long story short, the head of the brokerage ended up stealing a lot of people's money, and we lost all of it or got very minimum left. I don't know how many familiar, if you Google search the PFG financial deal, that'll come up. But unfortunately, I was caught in that. Now, it was at a time where my trading account was less than it is now because I was just beginning my career, but it taught me a valuable lesson. I didn't want to be in a situation where one person's mistake or one person doing something uncredible, right, can take away everything I worked for. So ever since then, I always thought it was a great idea to have your money split up. You know, God forbid a situation like that happens again. But if it does, at least I don't lose everything. I may lose some, but I'll still have a little bit of money over here that I can get myself back in the game. And one of the things we say to our traders when we work with them is, as long as you have a chip in a chair, you're good to go. And typically it's about blowing account. But what that means is, as long as you have money in the game, as long as you have skin in the game, you can play. And as long as you can play, you give yourself the opportunity to profit. Does that make sense? If you have money, you can trade. If you can trade, you give yourself the opportunity to profit. Give me a yes if that makes sense, guys. It is the same thing as gambling. Chip in a chair, that's a gambling reference. As long as you have a poker chip, you can sit at the table. Yeah. If you have nothing, you're done. You can't go to the poker table with nothing. You can't trade in the markets with no capital. So you don't even give yourself a chance to make any of it back. So I'm always a big fan of diversification, not having all your eggs in one basket, I guess you can say, just in case of the worst scenario. Hopefully that never happens to any of you. Hopefully that doesn't happen to me again, but you should prepare for the worst and have a plan for how you're going to handle that. Now, the second reason I brought up to this trader was for diversification of your trading business. Now, I treat trading like a business. That's something we preach over at Trade Empowered, and you want to run it like a business. And what I do is I separate my day trading from my swing trading. You don't have to be both. You can be just a swing trader. You can be just a day trader. But if you are going to be both, I think it's very important that you separate it. You may have different techniques that work for one and not the other. You may have a different trading portfolio that has a better expectancy with swing trading than it does as day trading. You want to think of them as two different tools. I know me personally, I even use my swing trading income as more of my investment income, meaning I let it roll over, I let it compound inside the account and slowly build. While my day trading, that's kind of the money that I'll take out to either, pay the bills or buy myself something nice or invest it in something else like real estate. But you want to separate it. And one of the issues that I ran into when I didn't separate my trading account that way was a lot of missed opportunities. Some of you guys may remember this. This was, years ago. It was a trade on the Aussie dollar. I remember this like it was yesterday, unfortunately. It was a trade on the Aussie dollar 240 chart, and it was a massive trade. I'm talking the stop loss was over 100 pips. The potential target was over 100 pips. It was a big trade. It was some type of advanced pattern formation, either a Gartley or a bat, one of the two. And I remember taking this particular trade, it hits completion. I push the button, sell, set it and forget it, right? That's what we teach. Set it and forget it. And it just so happens that as soon as I entered the trade, guess what the market did? It did absolutely nothing. It went down a little bit. It went up a little bit. It went down a little bit. It went up a little bit. It went go 50 pips down, 100 pips up. 100 pips down, 50 pips up. And it went side to side to side to side. And what do we call sideways movement in the market? For you guys that are familiar, we call that what? Pain. In this case, I guess you can call it pain. What's the proper term for it? I like that. Pain. That's good. We call it consolidation when the market is trendless. It's sideways movement. And on that particular time frame, it looked like BS. Someone just wrote that in. It looked like BS on the side. On top. It was like watching paint dry, and it was horrible. However, at the same time, I was running a live trading room. I remember in my live trading room, down on the day trading time frames. So on the 15-minute chart, the 5-minute chart, guess what was inside all of that slow, boring consolidation? What do you think existed inside that range? What do you guys think? It looked like this on the higher time frames. What existed inside that range on the lower time frames? Exactly. Trading opportunities. Advanced pattern formation, advanced pattern formation, advanced pattern formations. I remember our live room members were going crazy, right? They're going crazy. Oh, kill, Gartley formation, bat formation, cipher formation, Gartley formation. It had to be like 6 winning advanced pattern formations back to back to back to back to back to back to back. And those live room members made over 200 pips trading. Unfortunately, right, because I had a single account, we can't hedge in the U.S., so we can only have one position open for our trades, or we can't, have multiple positions open. Guess what I was doing? I was sitting in the longer term trade while everyone else was making money, and I was unable to take advantage of any of those moves. Now, the bigger time frame trade ended up losing, so I lost about 100 pips on that trade, so it was just the worst. Not only did I lose 100 pips on the trade, which I sat in for almost 2 months, to lose 100 pips, not counting commissions and rollover fees and all that stuff, but I missed 200 pips of opportunity. That's a 300 pip swing. And these were trades that I should have taken in my day trading, according to my day trading plan, that I didn't because I couldn't, because all of my money was tied up in a bigger trade. And that's another form of self-sabotage. That's no different than missing a trading opportunity. And it was at that moment when I realized, like, man, you've got to separate these. You can't be in that position where you're missing money. 200 pips day trading, that's a lot of money, guys. You can't put yourself in a position where you're unable to take advantage of certain opportunities because all of your money is tied up. So that's another reason that I think it's important to have multiple brokers, or use multiple brokers. Not only is it the safety, diversification, the safety of your money, but also for your trading as well, especially for you guys that are going to be day traders and swing traders. Yeah, this is going to be replayed. I'm going to load it up to my YouTube channel. For you guys that are new, make sure you head over there. By the way, big thank you. You guys have been awesome. I know a lot of you guys support me a lot. I've made it a goal to reach 25,000 subscribers on YouTube, and you guys have been doing an awesome job of just sharing and supporting. And you guys are the main reason that so many subscribers are signing up. So I just want to say I appreciate that. Keep it up. Many of you watching now, guess what? You found this video because someone else shared it. So every time you guys hit that like button, share button, it's great. I appreciate it. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it, guys. It really does mean a lot. And hopefully we can hit 25,000. I don't know why that's an important number. 25 is a nice psychological number, so let's do it. Why is keeping my broker secret important? It's kind of like what I said earlier. We used to recommend brokers. Unfortunately, the broker that we recommended, that's the one that went broke. Everyone lost their money. And a lot of people, as you can imagine, got angry with us. Now, we didn't say, hey, use this broker, but we used to say, hey, this is a broker that we use. I use it. I trust them. They're good people. Or at least the introducing broker that was used to go through them were good people. And people started signing up for this broker simply because I did, or simply because Jason Stapleton did. So even though if I were to share my broker with you, I'm not technically saying I recommend it, but you guys would take it as a recommendation. Many of you out there would say, well, if Akil thinks it's okay to use them, I'm going to sign up with them as well. So it's basically the same as making a recommendation. And again, that's a very slippery slope when it comes to legal sense. And I just don't want to. It wasn't fun. Again, I lost essentially my entire trading account. I know a lot of other people did too, and I felt partially at blame, simply because, again, I wasn't saying sign up with them, but I know people were, just because I was making it so public, and I just don't want to. I don't want to be in that position again, personally, and again, legally, you can start getting into some trouble when you do that. So I apologize, but go with a reputable broker. I do not do private lessons now. I used to until our training course got so big. So I used to do private one-on-one lessons. It cost a lot of money. I'd go out and work with you one-on-one. But, over the years, the 12-week transformation course, we've gotten so many clients, and so many of them need attention and need help on a daily basis that if I were to do private lessons, it would just be unfair to those clients. So it works a lot better. And I've got a family now too, so it makes my schedule easier. just doing everything as a group training and not, flying out to your house and staying with you for a week and stuff like that. No, hedging is different than scalping. Plus, you get some weird people sometimes. If you guys would imagine, you get some weird people. Spending 8 hours a day with them is, sometimes it gets a little awkward. So that's another thing. But mainly it gives myself more time to spend with the wife, spend with the kid, and really help our transformation members develop. So I'm going to get this on YouTube, guys. Any other questions before I head out? The Jason Stapleton program is starting in about 10 minutes or 15 minutes, so I want to catch that. Followed by Atletico Madrid versus Bayern Munich. I want to catch some Champions League action as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's any last minute questions on this subject, I'll get it to you. Morning ritual, that's going to be that's too long of a question to answer now. How would a broker lose everyone's money? They were simply stealing it. They were falsifying. The guy was falsifying something. I don't know the details, but he was, the head guy was essentially stealing money. He tried to commit suicide and they caught him. But they were falsifying reports and stuff like that. So it happens. It happens. Jason has a show every day, the Jason Stapleton program. It's like a political economic show, current event show. It's really good. Go to jasonstapleton.com. You can check it out. It's pretty good. Pairs to look at. Whatever pairs are in your trading portfolio. Don't deviate from your trading portfolio. Don't be a trade chaser. We talked about that in this morning's live room session. Don't be a trade chaser. Stick to your portfolio. Trade the pairs that you're supposed to trade and trade the opportunities that meet your plan. I'm looking for opportunities. You just scroll through pairs. No, I just go through. I have a system that I go through as far as my top-down analysis, and I execute that system routinely. I have a U.S. broker, yeah. They don't want us going overseas. I wish I could. I wish I could get overseas. You get more leverage and some looser rules over there, especially with taxes. But no, U.S. broker here. DSR, nice. DSR. Is FXCM good to use? The whole point of this Periscope was to tell you that I don't make broker recommendations. So you're going to have to make a judgment call on that. I'm not going to tell you that. It's the same as a recommendation if I tell you guys this is good, this is bad. I would tell you this. If you guys are in the Syndicate, I know a lot of people just signed up for it. If you're in the Syndicate, go over to the main website. Go under, I think it's called the Syndicate Training Course. Jason Stapleton does a great video on what to look for in a broker. So it doesn't give broker recommendations, but he breaks down the different types of brokers, deal desk, ECM brokers, and kind of what to look for when making that decision. So make sure you check that video out. If you guys aren't in the Syndicate, it's $1 for the first month, so you should be in it anyway. It's gonna, if you're not gonna invest $1 in your trading, you might as well stop right now. It's just not worth it if you're not willing to make that type of investment. Because trust me, down the road, you're gonna have to invest a lot more, whether it's your time, whether it's in a training course, or whether it's just money learning how to be right. TradeEmpowered.com, TradeEmpowered.com. Head over to products and services and check out the Syndicate program. It's $1 for the first month. Also, since we're plugging stuff now, you guys got me plugging stuff. While you're over there, Charles Miles, one of our trading coaches, he's doing a live webinar on Saturday. So if you go to TradeEmpowered.com/90, TradeEmpowered.com/90, you can sign up for his webinar. I think he's talking about how to trade better than the 90%. I don't know. I got it. It sounded cool. And Charles does a great job. So make sure you sign up for that free webinar. You can catch it live or catch the recording. There we go. So shameless. We plugged everything. Thank you guys. I tried to do a video with no shameless promotion, and now you've got me promoting everything. Buy this, buy that, buy that. So, Tony. Ooh, Leicester City. Well done. Well done. Big props to Leicester City. One of my best friends is a Leicester City fan. I remember him talking about it in the beginning. We went to a NFL game earlier in the season, and I remember him talking about them, and I'm just like, yeah, good luck, buddy. That's never going to happen. And I've been avoiding his phone calls ever since yesterday. So I know he's waiting to rub it in on me. But big, I mean, this was a year that was, it was completely open. I'm an Everton supporter. I was hoping they took advantage of this opportunity, at least to get in the Champions League for next year. They did not. But amazing story, well deserved for those boys. I'd much rather see them than one of the big teams do it again. So thank you. If you learn a lot, again, just leave a comment. Do you trade? Do you set up your charts on TradingView, then you platform? No, I don't. I use NinjaTrader as my platform. I go on TradingView every once in a while to share a few ideas a week, but I trade from my normal platform just because NinjaTrader I think is a very good platform. I have no need to go from one to the other. So I only do TradingView if I'm looking at gold or silver or stuff like that, or if I don't feel like loading up my Ninja charts. So cool. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. Again, like, subscribe, share if you're watching this on YouTube. Tell a friend, please. Again, many of you, that's how you guys found me. That's how I found Trading Power, by someone telling me about them. So spread the word. Let's try to get as many traders in this community as possible. That way we can connect this circle of keeping each other motivated, keeping each other inspired, and hopefully becoming better traders by having that support system and not spending time in trading forums where people are trying to bring you down. So until next time, plan your trade your plan. Take care. Hey.